Eala's remarkable Wimbledon 2026 journey has come to an end. But if there is one thing she should take away from the All England club, it's this: she leaves with her head held high. On centre court, Jasmine Paolini defeated the rising Filipina star 6-4, 4-6, 6-3 in a gripping fourth-round battle that lasted more than 2 hours. The result officially ended one of the most inspiring stories of the 2026 grass court season. But the scoreboard tells only a fraction of the story. Because this wasn't a one-sided defeat. It wasn't a match where one player simply outclassed the other. It was a contest decided by the smallest of margins, where just a handful of points separated victory from heartbreak. That's the reality of elite tennis. At the highest level, one missed first serve, one loose forehand, one missed opportunity on a break point can completely change the outcome of a match. And that's exactly what happened on center court. Paolini claimed the opening set 6-4, but anyone watching could feel just how evenly matched the two players were. The tension was obvious from the very first game. Every service game felt important. Every rally carried weight. Neither player was willing to give away easy points. Eala entered the match with enormous confidence after producing one of the greatest Wimbledon campaigns ever by a Filipino player. She had opened the tournament with impressive straight-set victories over Renata Zarazua and Maria Sakkari. She then battled back from a set down to defeat Maya Joint in a dramatic 3-set comeback that showcased her growing mental toughness. But everything changed in the third round. Standing across the net was former world number 1 and defending Wimbledon champion Iga Swiatek. Most experts expected Swiatek to advance comfortably. Instead, Eala delivered one of the biggest shocks of the tournament. She defeated the defending champion 7-6, 6-2 in a performance that instantly captured the attention of the entire tennis world. And the victory wasn't based on luck. It was built on fearless attacking tennis. Throughout the match, Eala consistently stepped inside the baseline, taking time away from Swiatek and forcing one of the game's greatest players into uncomfortable positions. She won an incredible 68% of points on Swiatek's second serve, repeatedly attacking short balls with her aggressive left-handed ground strokes. Her movement was equally impressive. According to the official match statistics, Eala covered significantly less distance around the court than Swiatek, a sign that she was dictating play rather than reacting to it. For long stretches, she looked completely at home on center court. And against Jasmine Paolini, she looked every bit as comfortable. The opening set quickly developed into a fascinating tactical battle. Eala made a confident start, using her powerful left-handed forehand to open angles and force Paolini onto the defensive. Paolini responded exactly as experienced champions do. She stayed patient. She absorbed the pressure. She gradually found her rhythm and worked her way back into the set. Soon the match became a fascinating contrast of styles. Eala relied on aggressive ball striking, early court positioning and fearless shot-making. Paolini answered with intelligent variety, outstanding movement, and the kind of consistency that has made her one of the most dangerous players on grass. It was youth against experience, power against precision, confidence against composure. Paolini had already proven she could thrive on grass. Just 2 years earlier, she had reached the Wimbledon final, where she narrowly lost to Barbara Krejcikova after an unforgettable championship match. She understood exactly what center court demanded. She knew when to attack. She knew when to defend. And perhaps most importantly, she knew how to remain calm during the biggest moments. Eala, meanwhile, was experiencing this stage for the very first time. Yet nothing about her performance suggested she was overwhelmed. Instead, she continued playing with the same confidence that had carried her through one of the most memorable breakthrough runs of the tournament. And that was perhaps the biggest statement of all. Even against one of the most experienced players left in the draw, Eala looked like she belonged. Jasmine Paolini knows exactly what it takes to win on center court. She knows how to handle the pressure. She knows how to manage the momentum of a Grand Slam match. Most importantly, she knows how to close out the biggest moments. That experience showed in the opening set. With remarkable patience and tactical discipline, Paolini slowly took control of the important points, eventually claiming the set 6-4. It wasn't about overpowering Eala. It was about making the right decisions at the right time. That's often the difference between a player making her breakthrough and one who has already experienced the biggest stages in tennis. But here's what impressed everyone watching. Eala didn't fade. She didn't lose confidence. She didn't begin questioning whether she belonged. Many young players, especially those playing the biggest match of their careers, struggle after dropping a tight opening set against an experienced opponent. The belief begins to disappear. The energy starts to fade. The match slowly slips away. That never happened. Instead, Eala responded like a seasoned professional. She reset mentally. She trusted her game. She continued attacking whenever opportunities appeared. She refused to let the occasion become bigger than the next point. The response was outstanding. Throughout the second set, she raised her level. Her first serve became more effective. Her aggressive left-handed forehand once again became a major weapon. She moved with greater confidence and began dictating more of the rallies. Point by point, game by game, the momentum shifted. Eala captured the second set 6-4, leveling the match and forcing a deciding set on center court. Suddenly, one of the biggest matches of Wimbledon had become even bigger. The atmosphere inside the stadium was electric. But thousands of miles away, another crowd was living every single point. Back in the Philippines, nearly 8,000 passionate fans gathered at the Philsports Arena in Manila to watch the match together on giant screens. Think about that for a moment. 8,000 people came together on a weeknight, not for basketball, not for boxing, but to watch a tennis match. That tells you everything about what Eala has come to represent in her country. She isn't simply a promising tennis player anymore. She has become a source of national pride, a symbol of what Filipino athletes can achieve on the world's biggest stage. Then came the third set, the one every player dreams about, the one where every decision carries enormous weight. Paulini struck first. She earned the early break and immediately placed the pressure back on Eala. For a player with Paulini's experience, that advantage was incredibly valuable. As a former Grand Slam finalist, she had been in these situations before. She understood how to protect a lead. She understood how to manage the emotions of a deciding set. Eala refused to surrender. She fought for every point. She chased every ball. She continued believing until the very end, just as she had throughout the entire tournament. But this time experience proved decisive. Paulini remained composed under pressure and served out the match, winning the final set 6-3. Final score 6-4, 4-6, 6-3. A heartbreaking defeat, but certainly not an easy one. This wasn't the kind of match that leaves you thinking the outcome was inevitable. Quite the opposite. It was the kind of match that leaves you wondering, what if? Because Eala had opportunities. She was right there. One break of serve, one crucial rally, one or two key moments falling her way, and history might have looked completely different. We could have been talking about the first Filipino player ever to reach a Grand Slam singles quarterfinal in the Open era. That's how close she came. And that's exactly why this match deserves to be remembered for far more than its final score. Because once you look beyond the numbers, you begin to understand what really happened on center court. Calling this tournament a loss completely misses the bigger picture. Eala didn't leave Wimbledon defined by defeat. She left having made history. When she arrived at the All England Club in 2026, she carried an important milestone before even hitting a ball. She was the first seeded Filipino player in Wimbledon history. That alone was a landmark achievement. But what happened over the next 2 weeks completely changed the expectations surrounding her career. Before this year, Eala had never won a main draw match at Wimbledon. In her previous Grand Slam appearances, she had reached the second round only twice while suffering 3 first-round exits. Grass wasn't considered her strongest surface. Very few experts predicted she would become one of the biggest stories of the tournament. Then everything changed. She defeated Renata Zarazua in convincing straight sets. She battled back to overcome Maya Joint after dropping the opening set. Then came the moment that stunned the tennis world. She defeated defending champion and former world number 1 Iga Swiatek 7-6, 6-2, in one of the biggest upsets of the entire tournament. Finally, she pushed former Wimbledon finalist Jasmine Paolini to 3 fiercely contested sets before narrowly falling in the 4th round. For matches, 3 victories, 1 heartbreaking defeat, but far more importantly, A career breakthrough. For the first time, Eala reached the fourth round of a Grand Slam. For the first time, a Filipino player advanced to the second week of a Grand Slam singles tournament in the Open era. Those aren't just impressive statistics. They're historic achievements. They're milestones that will be remembered for generations. And Wimbledon wasn't the only sign that something special was happening. Her entire grass court season had been outstanding. Before arriving in London, Eala captured the Birmingham title, adding another WTA trophy to her growing resume. She also produced an impressive run at the Berlin Open, defeating world-class opponents including Elena Rybakina, Donna Vekic, and Alina Svitolina on her way to the semifinals. By the time Wimbledon began, she had compiled an outstanding 10-3 record on grass for the season. Suddenly, it became clear that her game was perfectly suited to the surface. Her aggressive left-handed style, her ability to take the ball early, her flat ground strokes, her willingness to attack from the baseline, everything translated beautifully onto grass. Perhaps even better than many analysts had expected when she first emerged on the professional tour. But if one match defines this unforgettable fortnight, it's the victory over Swiatek. That performance will be remembered for years to come. Not simply because she defeated one of the greatest players in the world, but because of the fearless way she did it. Center court was filled with Filipino flags. The crowd created an unforgettable atmosphere. Every winner from Eala brought louder cheers. Every game increased the belief that history was unfolding in front of their eyes. She wasn't playing with fear. She wasn't playing to survive. She was playing with complete freedom, with confidence, with joy. And that may have been the most impressive part of all. Because when the biggest stage in tennis demanded her very best, Eala didn't look intimidated. She looked like she had finally found where she belonged. Watching Eala on center court, one thing stood out above everything else. She looked like she was enjoying every second. While Iga Swiatek searched for answers, Eala played with freedom, confidence, and a smile that never seemed to disappear. It was one of those rare performances that stays with you long after the tournament ends. Not only for Filipino tennis fans, but for anyone who witnessed it. After defeating Swiatek, Eala summed up the moment with simple but powerful words. Asterisk, it's amazing for me. Growing up in the